So Democrat popularity is sinking to an all-time low, and I'm just wondering, like, what is the reason, right? And I know, we have a host of reasons. We have a host of reasons. One is the economy, right? The economy's stupid, and that is pretty clear, pretty evident. I also think, though, it might have a little something to do with inflation, because I was looking at these statistics. So they're at 29% popularity right now. 29%, meaning like that's really bad. They were at 60%. I'm going to show you a moment in time when they were at 60%. And, ask yourself, does this have anything to do with it? I think their economic policy has been a train wreck. I think their immigration policy has been a train wreck. And I think that maybe some of it started with a very unpopular candidate who, in and of herself, was a train wreck.
So I think we got to have tough conditions. Tell people to come out of the shadows. If they've committed a crime, deport them. No questions asked. They're gone. If they've been working and are law-abiding, we should say, here are the conditions for you staying. You have to pay a stiff fine because you came here illegally. You have to pay back taxes, and you have to try to learn English, and you have to wait in line.
So that was sort of a path toward citizenship, right? And I think that maybe turned a lot of people off. And so the popularity ranking has just sunk and sunk and sunk. Byron Donalds was trying to explain this in over the weekend, and he was trying to explain sort of the lack of support from Black America in the Democrat Party, which they used to kind of take for granted. Like that was their base. And Byron's like, don't just assume because somebody's Black that they're going to vote Democrat. Things have really changed, and they've just lost that Black demographic along the way. Here's his explanation. By the way, he's running for the governor of Florida. I think this is fantastic. I'm a big Byron fan, as you know, and he's been on the show a bunch. Very, very talented, very smart guy. And he just got a huge endorsement from none other than the President of the United States, Donald Trump, endorsing Byron Donalds for the governorship there in Florida. Here he is talking about this sort of disconnect between the historic voting base for the Democrat Party and where we are today.
The reason why is because we don't fit the narrative that the media has been trying to sell people in our country, that the Democrat Party is the only home for Black people. That's simply not true, simply not the case. As a matter of fact, Black people are actually more conservative than the Democrat Party is. So when you see a Mia Love or you see a Tim Scott or you see myself and so many others come along, they have to vilify us. They have to demonize us. But we have the ability to push back because our conservatism really is it's not for the microphones. This is something that we've had to develop over the course of our lives. I got into politics when I was 30. That's when I realized that I was a conservative. And then I had to be able to sell that, not just to myself and convince myself, but to convince people in my community to support me. That's why the media has to vilify us and destroy us, but it's not going to work. We're not going to stop.
No, he's not stopping. He's running for governor of Florida. So we wish him very, very well. But, there's a lot of reasons for the plunge. I think they've just gotten so disconnected from what everyday life is like. They don't understand the effects of inflation on working America. They don't even understand working America, right? They're living in their academic woke towers or in their media centers or in La La Land, Hollywood. They just don't understand sort of regular folks anymore. And Donald Trump does. And I think that Donald Trump has insisted that everyone around him appreciate and understand that working class. And so that's where you're seeing this disconnect. And until they actually get a handle on that, and that's why actually Gavin sitting down with Steve Bannon was smart, really, really, really smart.